All right, this is lesson 14, alternate interior angles. And this is activity 1 in lesson 14. This activity is called angle pairs. In the first part of this activity, they're asking you to find the measure of angle JGH. So this angle right here. Now notice that they tell you that this is 30 degrees. And if you add this angle, you're going to get a 180 degree angle. You're going to get a straight, what's called a straight angle. It forms a straight line. So that means that this other angle has to be, so 180 degrees, that's a half circle. So this line is formed when you add these two angles together. That means it has to be 150 degrees. So the size of angle JGH is 150 degrees. And I took away all this stuff and showed you again down here. This is rotating around 180 degrees. Add this angle plus this angle. It equals that 180 degrees. Those are called supplementary angles. They add to 180 degrees. We've had that before. Okay, the next part of the activity asks you to find another 30-degree angle in this figure. So I'm going to take this 30-degree angle right here, and I just drew it right here, and I'm going to slide it right up against there. Now if I take this through a rigid transformation, and we've had this over and over again now, if you have a rigid transformation, everything stays the same. The lengths of the sides stay the same, and most importantly in this case, the sizes of the angles remain the same. It's a congruent figure, a congruent image. So I'm going to rotate it around, and it's going to land right there. So that means that this angle has to be 30 degrees. And so notice how it's positioned. It is opposite this 30-degree angle through this intersection on the other side. So when you have two lines that intersect, they form what's called a vertical angle. If you draw a line through the intersection, you're going to go from one angle to another angle that's identical. That is a rotation. It's basically a 180-degree rotation of the first angle. So those two angles are identical, and they're called vertical angles. All right, and so then if you look at angle it says find and label an angle congruent to angle JGH. So find another angle that's the same as angle JGH. Well, again, same idea. If you rotate this 180 degrees, it's going to land on this side, go through this intersection. This angle down here, which is FGI, is going to equal 150 degrees. So rotate 180 degrees, it's a vertical angle. So you go through the intersection, it's on the other side. So angle FGI equals 150 degrees. So all vertical angles are equal to each other. So if you draw a line through the intersection to the other side, you're always going to find that those two angles will be equal. So a last way of looking at this is to rotate point J 180 degrees, it will map to I. And rotate point H 180 degrees, it will map to F. And so that means that angle FGI has to equal 150 degrees. Because all you're doing is taking this point, moving it over here, taking this point, moving it over here. So basically you're forming the same angle, this angle, but you're forming it down here. So you're forming angle FGI, which equals 150 degrees. So lesson 14, activity 1, angle pairs. In this case, the main idea are vertical angles, always equal.